why older guys over the age of 50 plus are the last generation of quote unquote free thinkers in society. And I really believe this, by the way. I really believe we are the last generation of free thinkers in society, where we were raised in a generation and in a time also where we were pretty much told to embrace independent thought, right? To think for ourselves, to not just trust anyone who came along, right? I mean, this started when we were very, very small. Our parents would tell us, hey, don't talk to strangers. Don't trust strangers. Never get in a stranger's car, right? Just things like that. Hey, if your gut is telling you something's wrong, it's probably because something's wrong, right? So we were really raised this way, to be skeptical, to ask questions, to not just blindly follow whatever's popular, right? Not just blindly follow our peers, but instead to think for ourselves and to always do the right thing, right? To do the right thing, even though most of the time when we're growing up, we did not do the right thing, right? He did the wrong thing. Did the wrong thing a whole lot. And, but we learned, right? That's how you learn, right? I mean, yeah. And I mean, we grew up in a time too, where we used to ride our bikes without helmets. You remember that? We had BMX bikes back then. I had a Mongoose, FYI. And I remember I used to like ride that thing through Golden Gate Park, and there were all these like mini jumps, and other kids would build these ramps, and we would go off the ramps. Me and my brother, me and my older brother, we would just go off the ramps. Many times we would fall, right? We would fall on like gravel, or hard dirt, right? Without a helmet, hit our heads, get cut up, bleed, right? But we would just get back up and we would just pedal our asses to the next ramp, right? Pedal our asses along, right? Or pedal our asses home. And the good lesson there that we learned is we learned how to fall, didn't we? We didn't need helmets. We learned how to fall, right? Because once you take a nasty spill, you start to learn like, oh, maybe I shouldn't lean in with my head on this. You know, you learn to cover up when you're about to fall off your bike. So you learn, right? And that's just our nature as humans, right? We adapt and we overcome. You know, we learn from our mistakes. Whereas this new generation now, they're not being told to have independent thought. They're not being told to, you know, be these free thinkers. Instead, what are they being told? They're being told to just follow along, right? Here's your script, just follow it. Just be another programmed NPC robot for us out there, right? Just repeat and do as you're told. Don't think. Don't do your own research. Don't do your own due diligence. Okay? We're telling you exactly what to think. We're telling you exactly what to do, how to feel, what to believe in, right? The Matrix wants to program you, especially these younger kids. They want to program you what to think, what to like, what not to like, who to hate, right? Who to love. They want to program you, right? It's everywhere. It's disgusting, by the way. It's really disgusting as somebody who considers himself a free thinker, right? As part of this generation, it's not just me, it's all of our generation, right? It's mostly just Generation X. We're like really the last free thinking generation out there. I mean, even the generation that came before us, was it our parents' generation, which were the boomers? Surprisingly, even the boomers like still trust government, right? They still believed in their politicians and stuff. Whereas when we were growing up, we could care less about politics, right? I mean, I remember in high school, that was the last thing on my mind. I could care less. All I knew was the president of the United States was Ronald Reagan. That was he was president when I was in high school. Yes, I'm that old. But that's all I knew about politics. I couldn't tell you who the vice president was. I couldn't tell you what was going on in politics. I know there were a couple of I think there was a war going on. I mean, I couldn't tell you, right? I knew there was a guy named Gorbachev who had this big birthmark on his head. That's all I remember about politics back then. That's all I wanted to know, because my main concern was slacking off, sleeping, and hanging out with my girlfriend. I mean, that's all I cared about. And it's sad because, you know, these kids, they're being robbed of that. You know, you should be allowed to just be a kid and not have to worry about these things. But when it comes to the matrix, when it comes to the media, these kids are too important to them because they know in the future they're going to do their bidding for them. So they need to catch them young. They need to catch them early, and they need to program them early, right? Before they start to carve out what they actually do like and what they don't like, what they believe in, what they don't believe in, they want to get to them early and brainwash them early. And it really, really disgusts me. It's really, really disturbing that you can't trust adults anymore. All right? Back in the day, we were able to trust at least most of the adults in our lives, right? Maybe some didn't have our back. I can remember a few back then who just didn't like me, and I didn't care for them. Bob Bell, right? They were just garbage adults, right? They didn't have our backs. However, most of them did, right? And we could trust them. Whereas now you can't trust the adults if you're a child growing up. I would not trust your teachers. I would not trust any authority figures right now, especially if they're spewing any type of wokeness or whatever. My best advice to a young person, even if I had a child myself, I'd be like, do your own research, right? Do your own research and get to the truth. Don't take things out of context. Don't let the media sell you on some narrative like, oh, this person got shot in a back alley or this person got gunned down by the cops, whatever. No, find out what really happened. Find out the full story, right? Don't just take the clickbait headlines that they sell you and then go out there with your torch and try to protest, right? Instead, learn to think for yourselves. And this is why whenever something crazy does happen in the news, I notice it's mostly the older dudes over 50, right? Especially Generation Xers, Gen Xers, they used to call us, that are sitting back going, wait, let me get all the facts first. Let's see what really happened here before everybody gets their panties in a bunch, right? We're not just going to act out of our emotions, right? We're just not. We just don't do that stuff. But for all these other generations, especially the younger ones, the younger kids, they're being told, yeah, don't embrace independent thought. Just embrace what we tell you to think, what we tell you to feel, what we tell you to get angry against. Embrace that, right? And don't question it, right? If you need answers, just tune into our news program. We'll tell you what to think, right? Tune into my late night talk show program. I'll tell you what to think, right? See all your sicko celebrities that wear dildos on stage? Listen to them. Listen to them. They'll tell you what to think. No, right? It's crazy. It almost feels like we're living in purgatory or something, right? It's just very demonic. It's really scary. It's really scary, and it seems like everybody's just walking around blindfolded with their eyes closed, and they can't think for themselves. I mean, and even including some Gen Xers, right, who are just easily programmed. They can't think for themselves, and they just blindly follow whatever the narrative is, whatever the current thing is, whatever the popular thing is. I'll just follow this, and then they glom onto it, right? They glom onto it, and they jump on the oppression hierarchy bandwagon, right? They engage in the oppression Olympics, like, oh, I'm oppressed because of this and because of that, and it's just so disempowering. Yeah, but it sickens me. It really sickens me, right? But regardless, for dudes who are over the age of 50, mostly from our generation, we were the last generation, as of now, that were really encouraged to think for ourselves, right? To create our own individual, unique thoughts and desires, and really find ourselves, right? We're encouraged to find ourselves, find out who you are, find out who is whatever your name is, right? Put your name right there. Find out who is Matt. Who is Matt? Who is really Matt? Right? We see the outside Matt, but who is really Matt? I mean, I can remember having these conversations with like guidance counselors and teachers. Like, they really want you to find out who you were. Right? Some of it was uncomfortable. It's like, I'm not ready to get to know myself that well yet. I just want to have fun, right? Maybe I just want to have fun right now, and then I'll figure it out. And we always did. Right? We were the quote unquote slacker generation. That's what we are. We're slackers. But we were also free thinkers. And we continue to be free thinkers. This is why I've also said that it's very hard to brainwash us. It's very hard to indoctrinate us, right? Because we grew up in a time before the internet. We grew up in a time where none of this crazy, like, upside down clown world was going on. So we know of a time where it was at least somewhat normal right? Maybe there was a little bit of brainwashing back then, but it was at least somewhat normal, okay? Whereas now, it's just blatantly abnormal. And that's why a lot of us just kind of scratch our heads and go, why is everybody so asleep? How come we're the only ones that can see this? Right? But regardless, guys, I'm just going to end here. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, anything I might have missed, drop them in the comments below. As always, it's Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets signing out here from the Vegas Strip. Trying to give you the best view as I possibly can from my hotel room. But don't forget to smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it. Why? So that you get notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. Okay, so hit the notification bell as well. Otherwise, you will not be notified when I upload brand new coaching videos fresh to my channel. So make sure you're notified as well. And also, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you subscribe as well. Okay, because it helps not just the channel out, but it helps out other men. Because the more people who subscribe to the channel, the more men we reach, right? And God knows men need this type of knowledge. Right? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I am teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that is to protect my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut us down one day. Right? All of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets lessons will be protected. Why? Because I'm paying for this platform and it's encrypted. So nobody can take us down, right? It's a private encrypted platform where all of my AlphaMaleSecrets coaching videos will remain forever. So if you want to support my work, that's the best way to do it, by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel. And right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium AlphaMaleSecrets content from me. And it's real easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.